Southern Hemisphere's Rugby Championship cancelled for 2026 major shake-up in World Rugby. In a surprising move that has shocked rugby fans around the globe, officials have confirmed that the Southern Hemisphere's famous Rugby Championship will not be played in 2026. This tournament, which usually features the four powerhouse nations, New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, and Argentina, has been a yearly tradition and one of the toughest rugby competitions in the world. The decision has left supporters disappointed and players uncertain. However, rugby authorities claim that this break is part of a bigger plan to restructure international rugby, especially with the upcoming launch of a new Global Nations Championship. What is the Rugby Championship and why is it important? The Rugby Championship is considered the Southern Hemisphere's answer to the Six Nations in Europe. Every year, the top four teams from the South battle each other in a series of intense home and away matches. New Zealand's All Blacks, one of the most successful teams in sports history. South Africa's Springboks, current World Cup champions. Australia's Wallabies, three-time World Cup finalists. Argentina's Los Pumas, known for their fast rise in world rugby. These teams have delivered some of the most exciting moments in rugby history, making the championship a key event in the global sports calendar. Why was the 2026 tournament cancelled? The cancellation is not due to financial issues or lack of interest. Instead, it is being done to make space for a new international tournament called the Nations Championship, which is expected to involve 12 teams from both hemispheres. According to rugby officials, this decision was necessary to avoid overcrowding the calendar and to make sure players are not overworked. They claim that by skipping the 2026 edition, teams will have more time to prepare for the bigger, more global format that is expected to bring more fans and revenue. What is the Nations Championship? The Nations Championship is planned to be a new world tournament that brings together top teams from both North and South. Likely participants: Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere, England, New Zealand, France, South Africa, Ireland, Australia, Wales, Argentina, Scotland, possibly Fiji, Samoa, Italy, Japan, expected. The idea is to create a league-style tournament where teams compete across multiple weeks, and the top two will play a grand final. This new format could make rugby more like football's UEFA Nations League, giving fans more big matches and broadcasters larger viewership. Fans divided, excitement and concern. Reactions online have been mixed. Supporters of the decision say, it will increase global competition. Tier 2 teams like Fiji, Samoa, Japan, and Georgia might get more chances. Players will avoid burnout from too many yearly tournaments. Critics argue, tradition is being ignored. Fans will miss the classic rivalries, especially New Zealand versus South Africa. The Nations Championship might become too commercial and money-driven. Travel between hemispheres could lead to tired players and one-sided games. One fan wrote on social media, "Greater than, the Rugby Championship is our identity in the South. Replacing it with some global experiment feels risky. How will the teams be affected?" New Zealand, All Blacks. The All Blacks rely heavily on the Rugby Championship to prepare for World Cups. Without it, they may need more Northern Hemisphere tours to stay sharp. South Africa, Springboks. The Springboks have been dominant in recent years. Their physical style usually improves when tested regularly. A year without the tournament could slow their momentum. Australia, Wallabies. Australia is currently struggling to regain form. Losing regular high-level competition might delay their rebuilding process. Argentina, Los Pumas. Argentina benefits the most from playing top nations frequently. Without the 2026 championship, their growth could slow down. What will happen in 2026 instead? Officials say that friendly internationals and mini tours will replace the Rugby Championship for that year. Some reports suggest New Zealand may tour Europe. South Africa may host mixed invitational teams. Australia and Argentina could play Pacific Island nations or Japan. While these matches will keep players active, they won't carry the same hype as the Rugby Championship. Will the Rugby Championship return in 2027? Yes, current reports confirm the tournament will return in 2027, but it may be slightly changed to better fit into the new global schedule. There are rumors that the format may be shortened. More teams like Fiji or Japan may join. It could be aligned with World Cup preparation years. What does this mean for World Rugby? This decision shows that rugby is entering a new era, one that is more global and business-focused. Rugby authorities want to grow the sport worldwide, especially in America, Asia, and the Middle East. Already, many matches are being hosted in the USA and Saudi Arabia, proving that rugby is trying to attract new markets. Conclusion: a sad pause, but a bigger future ahead. The cancellation of the 2026 Rugby Championship is a major moment in sports history. For many fans, it feels like losing a piece of tradition, but rugby leaders argue that it's a necessary sacrifice for a bigger and better international system. Only time will tell if this was the right decision. If the nation's championship becomes a success, fans may say it was worth it. But if it fails, 2026 will be remembered as the year World Rugby made a huge mistake.